Hey, what's going on, guys? Here another day on my Mercedes gl450. I'm adding a subwoofer to the stock radio just to have a little bit more bass. And so what I'm doing is, this is the radio. Okay. What I did is I connected the RCA adapter. I'm not putting my amp to work out of this, so that's why I'm not connecting my grounds or my power cable supply for that. So what I'm doing is I connected already to the speakers. And for those of you that think that this is complicated back here and this and that, it's not. On these, from the majority of the Mercedes, the radios on the back, they have separate plugins. See that brown one right there? That's the one for the speakers. See, all the wires come out of it. The rest of the stuff is the GPS and all the auxiliaries and satellite and grounds and blah blah blah. But that plug-in right here, see, all the cables are actually twisted. I don't know if you can see that, like the green one, all the speaker wires are twisted. So I connected my cables to matching colors and everything, not gray on gray, but stripe gray and stripe green and so on. So I connected my two channels. I connected my bass adjuster here. I gotta bolt it in there so it will be easier. I still gotta run my cable. Haven't done that, but I already got it all tested out and working. Now, as you guys might know, the majority of the Mercedes, the new ones, the battery is underneath the seat, the front passenger seat. So that's where I got my thick power supply cable. Goes all the way in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. But there's a whole bunch of plastic that goes in here. All this plastic. This is the one from the carpet itself. Then there's this one that sits right on top of the battery. And then the AC vent thing sits on top of this one. Pretty straightforward. You'll figure it out. So what I did was, instead of running the wire all crooked or tangled or anything, I actually ran it through the side here, but underneath the carpet. Okay, so I took this off, I ran the wire underneath the carpet, went under the seat. Okay, I went under the seat and took it out through here. You can see that. So there's no bumps, there's no imperfections on the carpet, or you know, scared if you can step on it or anything. I gotta do the same process similar to it for the RC cable. So my hot wire is underneath of all of this, and on my back seat, the way I ran it, I gotta show you guys. I ran it across here. I just pushed it inside. There's enough space to do so. And I ran it under the seat, underneath the seat here. I gotta show you guys later once I take my toolbox and whatnot. Under the seat, you take this plastic off. It slides off. And that's how I communicated my cable to the trunk. You barely see anything because the seat actually covers the whole thing. You only see probably 5 inches worth of cable. But it's under the seat, so you don't really see it. I gotta do the same process again for the RC cable. So back here, this is all my cable, my wiring. So I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it because I hate it. So underneath this, that's where my hot cable is coming through. And I took it on the other side. See, I did my fuse in here instead of by the battery because there's not really that much space over there, so I did it over here. I did my ground, well, there's a whole bunch of grounds in the chassis. and I run it through the amp. Now this is my remote wire. I had to switch it from the one that it came with the kit. It was garbage. My remote wire. So now that basically you add it to a power source that turns on and off when the ignition is off. That way the amp is not running with power all the time. So after digging just a little bit, I found out that this plug here, this one has power all the time, but this one here, it shuts off and on. So I tap into it. And now my amp works perfectly fine. Like I said, I still gotta run my thing, but these are my speaker wires. I just ran it across underneath of this, all the way across under to my speaker, and I hooked it up in the back, and it's fine. Yeah, I made this little enclosure here for the speaker, and I got a 1500 watt Planet Audio. It's more than enough. I don't need that much of a bass anyways. So I did that, and everything is working fine. I just gotta finish routing this cable to the bottom of it, and then adjust my volumes and whatnot, my settings on the amp. Again, this is a 1500 watt amp. It's supposed to do RMS of about 700 plus. The speaker is basically about the same thing, so it's kind of equalized itself. They're both from Planet Audio. I'm trying them out and see what's going on, how they do. But again, so far, for the amount of bass that I wanted it's working. I haven't done it, finished it yet, but I tested it out and it's working perfectly fine. And I just gotta run that wire through, put the radio back in, and that's about it. So it's not really complicated to add an amplifier to the Mercedes. A lot of people think it is. It's really not. It's really not. You don't have to run the remote wire all the way to the radio or anything. The only wire that you have to really run is the RCA. The only reason being because I couldn't find audio signal anywhere sooner other than the doors. I thought I had speakers here, but apparently there isn't any there. So that's why I had to go the long way of actually running it from the radio. And it's just a little bit more steps that you got to go through, but I found the signal there easily, no problem. And yeah, I mean, the remote wire is perfectly fine there. And again, I still got to zip tie this stuff so it doesn't bounce around. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's working. Yeah, I'll probably do another video on testing it out and see how it works, but so far it's working so good. Alright.